Warning, 30 Screams or Less may contain spoilers about movies that have recently been released. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back, and enjoy the show. Or, if you don't want to waste your time watching the movie and rather have two random horror dudes watch it for you, we got you covered as well. Welcome everyone to 30 Screams or Less, a horror movie podcast where we review horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Today's movie we're going to be reviewing is called Until Dawn. It's directed by David F. Sandberg, written by Gary Dauberman and Blair Butler, starring Ella Rubin as Clover, Ari Lehman as Jason. You motherfucker. See, I'm like Ron Burgundy. If you put it on like the teleprompter, I'm just going to fucking read it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be like, go fuck yourself, San
That's
Diego.
why I hit that right in the middle.
And it's like, oh, Ron, no. So now we owe him money. Way to go, Corey.
Somebody go buy a shirt so we can pay Ari Lehman because we just used his name again.
Yeah. So, Michael Cimino as Max, Odessa A'zion as Nina, Belmont Cameli as Abe, and Ji Young Yo as Megan. Oh, and Peter Stormare as Dr. Hill. Plot of the movie is a circle of friends find themselves stuck in a deadly time loop, pursued and slaughtered by shadowy forces, and must endure until morning to end the nightmare. All right, Corey, true horror story. Looked in the mirror this morning, my beard an absolute nightmare. Dry, wild, looked like it clawed its way out of a crypt.
That's terrifying, man. Did you hit it with that beard octane?
Oh yeah, beard wash, conditioner, beard oil brought it back from the dead.
Fellas, don't let your beard turn into a creature feature. Keep it alive and kicking with Beard Octane.
And right now, hit beardoctane.com, use code 30screams10, get 10% off. Save some cash and save your beard from becoming a horror show.
Bad beard day? We've had plenty. Beard Octane's the fix. We swear by it.
The 17th annual Live Free or Die Tattoo Expo, July 25th through the 27th at the Doubletree by Hilton Manchester, with tattoo artists, vendors, and body piercers. Hosted by Ink Masters Emily Elagato. A weekend pass is only $25. Yeah, you heard right. $25 for a weekend pass. Or get yours online for $20 at livefreeordietattoo.com. There'll be daily contests and unfreaking believable sideshows. Join us for this incredible event. livefreeordietattoo.com.
30 Screams or Less starts now. Corey, what did you think of Until Dawn?
I was really looking forward to this when it was first announced, since I absolutely love the game. They changed up the story, but honestly, what they did worked pretty well. They kept the Wendigos, and bringing back Peter Stormare as Dr. Hill was a brilliant move. You can never go wrong with him.
No, he's fucking awesome. He steals the show every single movie he's in.
Definitely. And he's in the game.
Oh, see, I didn't realize that, because here's the thing. I've never played this game. I've known about it, just never dove in for some reason. I really have no reason why. I mean, I feel like this would be right up my alley. I enjoy survival horror games. Resident Evil is one of my favorite series of all time. Silent Hill, great. And this, I could tell there were similarities to Silent Hill. So obviously Silent Hill had to have been an influence for the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, is it's not really what you think it would be when it comes to survival horror. Like, have you ever played Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain?
Oh, God. Yeah, two of my favorite.
Okay, so that's the style of the game. It's basically like a playable movie where you make the decisions and everything you do affects the story.
Oh, really? I could fuck with that?
Yeah, that's Until Dawn.
All right. Quantic Dream is the company that made Heavy Rain and Detroit Becoming Human. And man, I love their fucking games. Holy shit.
Yeah, so you'll probably really like this. I'm surprised you haven't played it. Have you played The Quarry?
I have it, yes. I played a good amount of it. I haven't finished it, though.
Yeah, same. I didn't finish that one.
It's not that I didn't like it or anything. I think I just got pulled away from it to play RoboCop.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, and then I just started transitioning to different games over and over. And that's the life of a gamer, is that you start a game and you're like, oh, there's another one that came out. And you play that, and then you just keep jumping. And then you don't go back. I think I'm going to try to go back because I wanted to go back to God of War as well, the newer one, Ragnarok.
Yeah,
So I'll
fantastic game.
Oh, God, yeah.
I just started playing again the first Death Stranding game, because
Oh, really?
the second one just came out, and I remember playing the first one when it came out, and I fucking hated it. A lot of people hated it because it's basically a delivery simulator.
Yeah, UPS simulator.
The UPS simulator. But again, I got back into it last week when the second, literally last Friday or Thursday, the same day Death Stranding 2 came out. And I'm like, I'm going to try this because 2 looks amazing. And I don't want to just play 2 without knowing what happened in the first game.
Right.
Dude, it is so goddamn good. I'm absolutely addicted to it now.
Really?
You get past this like certain point in it, like it starts slow, and then once you start getting into more of the story, and I do know that they're turning Death Stranding into a video game as well, but
You mean a movie?
a movie. Edit.
No, it's nope. I'm gonna take a video game and turn it into a video game.
Hell yeah,
Yo,
brother.
dog.
Yeah, so Death Stranding is going to be a movie at some point. Norman Reedus confirmed that like they're working on the script. He's seen some of it and he loves it.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to happen. Only reason I brought this up, I watched a clip with Norman Reedus yesterday. He's talking about his most iconic roles, and one of them is that character he played in Boondock Saints.
Okay, I was gonna say he better say fucking Boondock Saints.
So he obviously loved the first movie. He said he didn't really like the first movie. I'm sorry, the second movie, but he confirmed that a third script is happening.
Oh fuck.
And he like what he's seen of the script he loves, and he thinks it's going to actually do justice to like how good the first one was.
Yeah, the first one was a masterpiece. The second one, I agree, it just wasn't great. You know,
It was a money grab.
Yeah, it was a money grab for sure. Or a cult grab, because that was a cult following movie. You know, it's not like it fucking did, like, what's the word, gangbusters? It's not like it did gangbusters at the movie theaters. That thing was under the radar, the first one. And maybe that was like a love letter to the hardcore fans. And then we were all like, it's okay.
Yeah, went off like a fart in church.
Yeah, the new detective, instead of William Dafoe, she kind of did the same thing that William Dafoe did, but William Dafoe was like a fucking maniac trying to explain the whole scenario. He's like, it was a fucking bomb.
Oh
And
man,
she
I
was
love
like,
that
it's
clip.
like the showdown at the OK Corral.
That fucking clip when they use it in that Bleeding Through song.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, brother.
it was a firefight. Oh,
Yep.
da, 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 da. That's a great album, man. I love that album. Oh, it's been a while. So we were talking about a movie.
that I liked anyways, but now we're rambling already.
We're rambling already.
I told
and,
somebody this week that we have a podcast about ADHD.
That's accurate, dude. It's so fucking accurate. Oh man, we are so bad with that because we did like this movie. This was a good movie. I thought it was a really good adaptation. I'm gonna go off for a second, but there's a reason why. Usually, when it comes to video games, it's either hit or real fucking miss.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So my personal favorites for video game movies, the Silent Hill movies. Have you seen those?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and there's
they're
another one
fucking-
coming.
They're so good. They did really well on those. So I actually watched the second one recently, and it's good. The first one's fucking great, though. Damn. But this was another one of those films that I think was done really well. At least it's not like Postal, the movie. Postal, the movie, is a fucking nightmare, and that's a video game.
That's a thing? They made
That's
a movie?
a thing. Dude, yeah, they made a movie, and it's, oh my God.
You just grit your teeth again?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I like the games. They're fun. They're stupid. It's a hodgepodge of whatever the fuck you want to do in it. Like you're
Yeah,
just,
it's like the original GTA.
yeah, exactly. You're just like putting cats on the end of your gun and fucking shooting it.
Using
and
them
all
as
this stupid
silencers.
stuff. Yeah, as silencers, all sorts of stupid stuff. It's a ridiculous game. They're like, I think this would be a ridiculous idea to put Gary Coleman in it. It's like, okay, sure. And he played.
Wait a second. Gary Coleman was modeled after him?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Never knew that?
Nope.
Well, the graphics weren't that great then.
Yeah, it was like PS1, wasn't it? Or 2 maybe?
I don't know if it's PS1. I know it was PC. That's where I played it, was PC.
Okay. Yeah, the old floppy disk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, no, I think there was CDs at that time. Not
Oh.
DVDs, CDs. So, fuck, it could have been a zip drive, but I'm glad it wasn't. You ever remember those? Those things are fucking weird. They're like floppy disks,
drive?
except they hold 50 meg.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. I mean, it was like a big thing back then because like, oh my God, 50 meg? Wow.
Remember burning a CD and when people, what did they call them? MP3 CDs, where you could put multiple folders on one CD and like cram like 8 CDs on one?
Oh, yeah.
Because it
Absolutely.
compressed the shit out of the audio.
sound like absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Like it was played through a fucking metal trash can.
MIDI files.
Jesus, it sounds so bad.
No, but yeah, right. It just sounds like every song sounds like Saint Anger.
Yep. Ton, ton, ton. I can't even do the sound. You just take the chain from underneath the snare head and you remove it, and that's when it's like pop, 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 pop. Just it's fucking stupid.
That's the patented Lars Ulrich sound.
Yeah. So let's go back into this though. But that's what I wanted to bring up was that some movies for video game adaptations are like really hit or absolute miss. Oh, Uncharted is another movie I think was just fucking absolute miss.
Yeah, well, when you put fucking Tom Hardy and Mark Wahlberg in a movie together.
No, Tom Holland.
What did I say?
Tom Hardy.
Who the hell is that?
Tom Hardy was in, like, he was Bane.
Oh, okay. He was also Venom. Right.
Yes.
Okay. No, was that Tom Hardy?
Yes, that was Tom Hardy.
Okay. But yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah, it was trash. Like, why did they make Sully fucking Mark Wahlberg? Sully was an old man in the game with like gray hair and shit. And they teased us that whole movie, or they didn't even tease us, but they gave us gray hair Sully like in a fucking post-credit scene.
Stupid. Unbelievably stupid. I watched, I think 45 minutes of it. And I was like, I'm bored. The games is like infinitely better.
Right.
Like, Uncharted 2 is an absolute fucking masterpiece of a game. It is like playing a movie, kind of like Until Dawn. It's like playing a movie, except with Uncharted 2, it wasn't turn-based like Until Dawn, but it was like, an action game. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I should go back and play that thing. That thing would still hold up, I bet.
You're right, though. Like, video game to movie adaptations just are historically bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they did a good job with Until Dawn. I really do. This might be like one of my favorite video game adaptations that they've made so far, other than obviously the first Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, which I thought that was a good one. Obviously, it's nowhere near the same as like the first Resident Evil game. It's like a whole different arc.
Oh, for sure.
Which that's fine.
But I'm just saying as far as adaptations go. And I mean, I know that a God of War one is coming. They've talked about it.
Is Triple H going to be fucking Kratos?
I hope it's the guy that voiced him. Christopher, I can't remember his last name, but the same guy that voices him.
Maybe? I think he'd have to get really fucking ripped.
He is, dude. Have you seen him?
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll work.
Christopher, what the fuck is his name? Judge. He could be Kratos and he doesn't even need to do anything. Just put fucking face paint on him and, like the body paint and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, look up an image of him and tell me he couldn't be a live action Kratos right off the bat.
Wait, who is it again?
Christopher Judge.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Who knows? Maybe he can pull it off. Oh, he's got to be an actor too. Yeah, he might be able to pull it off. We'll see.
We got to get him on the podcast just to do a stinger for us.
Just boy.
Does he have a cameo? That'd be so fucking sick.
Atreus. Boy. Boy.
Boy. Oh my God, he does.
Someone made a YouTube clip of all the boys in God of War. Hysterical. Because it's a whole range of boy. Like, boy. Just like disapproval, boy.
Dude, his cameos are $500.
Really?
Hey, if anyone out there wants us to get a Kratos stinger for the podcast, go buy like 100 shirts.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, buy 100 shirts, and I think that would actually pay for the one cameo.
Yep. And maybe our server costs for a year.
Maybe, yeah, at least something like that. Either way, buy some merch. We got some awesome stuff up there. I should get some stuff like up there that's like perfect in time for summer. Maybe tank tops.
I was just gonna say, do we have tank tops or can we do basketball jerseys?
I don't know if we can do basketball jerseys. Maybe we'll look it up.
We should research this.
Yeah, we'll research it. But let us know what you want us to make for summertime, and I'll make it happen. But yeah, let's go back into the fucking movie, man.
That's like the 6th fucking spinoff we've had.
Oh, because it's all relative, though. It goes with the movie, with everything we're talking about. But I'm going to go back into it. Man, this movie started off with a fucking bang. Like, no 0 to 60, just 60 right away. Ladies climbing out of a fucking grave. And
I love that.
Yeah, and gets killed immediately by the killer. I'm like, damn. This just went hard right away. No build-up, just straight DED dead. And then probably dead again later on. That's the whole premise of this movie. Is think of it as Groundhog Day meet like a slasher flick. would you say like maybe a slasher flick? Or there's got to be something else we can compare it to.
There was something I thought of. There was a meta comment in the movie too. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
They made that comment. This is like Groundhog Day.
Yep.
Or this is like that movie or something.
Yeah, so they were implying Groundhog Day. They probably didn't have the rights to say Groundhog Day. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those meta type situations where, yes, they were basically referencing Groundhog Day. And I'll just say it's like a kind of a mix of Groundhog Day and slasher. Actually, if anything, Groundhog Day meets Silent Hill. That's what I would say as kind of your general idea for Until Dawn. And it makes for a good story because later on, they're just thinking they're there for a couple days dealing with this bullshit. No, they've been there for like 2 weeks trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And they just keep dying every
2 weeks
single
of
night.
dying every day.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy. Some of these deaths are absolutely fucking bonkers. The water drinking.
Dude. I was like,
laughed out loud.
I was like, you go to this fucking place, this like old abandoned hotel or whatever it is, and no one's there, and you're thirsty, so you start drinking out of the fucking tap.
Yep.
Oh my God. I knew it like immediately. I was like, no way.
I didn't think exploding. I thought poisoning.
Oh yeah. I didn't think exploding either. I was like, something's going to happen, but they're not going to blow up. And then sure enough.
My favorite part out of that whole scene when Abe exploded, the girl's like, it's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. And then she
little
blows
comedy
up.
relief. Yeah.
There was some comedy relief in this. And you kind of have to laugh if you're in such a ridiculous predicament like that. I mean, now you're just like, okay, I can die every day until we figure this out. So, hey, just kill me. Because that's what Clover did at one point. She was trying to get Max to kill her so that way they can start over.
Yeah.
But she ended up exploding anyways. Or he exploded and then she exploded. It was pretty fucking funny.
The explosions look great too for having a whole body just to pop like that.
Yeah, like it's it, man. Yeah, the gore was good in this. I enjoyed the gore. There was plenty of blood all over the place in this movie. But even the practical effects, I thought the practical effects were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the explosions, for example.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There was no CGI there.
No, I don't think there was. I think maybe kind of like trickery where they're just like, they'll have them and then like freeze the scene and then they have like a double where it just explodes.
I'd love to see some behind the scenes stuff if
would
there is
love-
any out there.
Yeah, I would love to see that stuff and just get a like understanding of how these things go. Like Final Destination, they put that shit online and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of that from movies. But wait till the movie's out a little bit. You know, don't just be like fucking throwing that shit up online before it even releases. And I think that's what fucking Final Destination did.
Yeah, it was all online.
Yeah. Well, I think they were just like, we know we're going to sell a bunch of tickets on this anyways, so it doesn't even matter. And yeah, they did. I don't know how good this did in the theaters.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it bombed. I was skeptical going into it because it got shit on.
Really?
Yeah, we might be the first people in existence that liked it.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
No.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look it up on Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
All right.
So, Until Dawn. All right, let's see.
Until Dawn.
Yeesh. Okay, so popcorn meter, 67%. And then like the tomato meter, which is critics, obviously, that's 53%. So, not great.
Movie is definitely a rental, it says.
Okay, well, good luck with that. No, they do rentals now, like digital rentals, which I think is completely fucking absurd. But it's kind of weird. These days, you have the option to rent or buy, and usually the rent is like $20, and then the buy it is $25. I'm like, why the fuck would I even rent it at that point? And that's what happened with me with Abigail. Abigail was like $20 to rent or $25 to buy.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I'm like, there's no point of even renting this thing. I might as well just own it for an extra $5. But what a fucking expensive movie download for that. Holy shit. But hey, luckily that was a good movie.
Did they ever talk in this movie about why people's veins were really blue and pronounced?
No, but my guess is that because they were dying, they were starting to turn into those Wendigos? Wendigos? Is that what it's called?
Wendigo.
Wendigos. Okay. They were starting to turn into those Wendigos. Every night they're dying more and more. And that's kind of the whole idea is that Peter Stormare's character, Dr. Hill, right? Yeah, Dr. Hill.
Mm-hmm.
He's a psychiatrist and the whole town is fucked. It fell into like basically a sinkhole. All the buildings collapsed, but he still does his thing at the mental hospital doing his research on these Wendigos. And what happens is every night they continue to die, they start turning more and more into one. So that's what he showed in one of the videos earlier in the movie when they were trying to figure out what the hell was happening. So yeah, that's the whole premise of his character. He's a doctor, and later on, they actually do something where I'm thinking like, oh, are we going to get an interesting psychological plot twist here? Didn't happen though. So I was like, oh, that would have been cool. But hey, it's fine. The way it ended is perfectly fine. It's a happy-go-lucky ending, and that's what people want. You know, they want, like, after going through this whole ordeal, to feel pretty good at the end. But you and I were fucking ridiculous, and we'd rather see the killers win and just a completely miserable ending and all this shit. But it's rare when it does happen.
Yeah, but that's kind of how it ended here.
Oh, because of the where they were showing a prelude to like maybe another movie, or what the actual game is, where it's like in a cabin in a snowy type scene.
So that's what I was going to say. They made a couple callbacks to the video game. You wouldn't know because you haven't played it, but there was one scene where they kind of showed a stack of files on Dr. Hill's desk. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Those were all characters from the video game.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, so Joshua was in there, which was played by Rami Malek in the game.
No shit.
Yeah, so if you pause that scene and you zoom in on it, you can see him.
Okay.
And then, of course, yeah, the ending shot was the snowy cabin that is from the video game. So I'm like, the second movie is probably the cabin, right?
Yeah, if they put out a second movie, which maybe they will.
I don't know if this one bombed, so...
I mean, yeah, it didn't really do well in theaters. I remember it coming out and then wondering like where it went.
Yeah.
Or whether it was released or not. And sometimes when a movie goes into theaters and I forget it was even released, that's a clear indicator that it bombed. Like there was one recently with Paul Rudd and the fucking guy.
Tim Robinson.
Yes, Tim Robinson.
Yeah, you're talking about Friendship.
Friendship, yes. And I saw like a trailer for it and I'm like, where did this movie go? Apparently it's already out. So I think it completely bombed in theaters.
It had to have, but I know a couple of people that saw it and they enjoyed it, so...
Okay, well, Tim Robinson is a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some of the best freakouts in Hollywood. But
you ever watch I Think You Should Leave?
Oh, yeah. It's 15 minutes of chaos.
Yep.
I love it.
Good.
If I want to watch some banger like comedy and just listen to people scream the whole time.
Him and that other guy, Sam Richardson.
Which one's Sam Richardson?
From Detroiters, when they did Detroiters.
Oh, yeah. He's funny.
Yeah, I love the two of them together. It's basically like Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what it's like. And also, going back to the movie, I just realized what I had a reference of.
Okay.
The Descent. Do you remember those fucking things hanging out in the caves in The Descent?
Yep.
That's what the Wendigos kind of reminded me of.
Yeah. Okay. I can see it.
Yeah, man, that movie's fucked up too. Like
I haven't seen that one in a long time, but I love that one. I had I think that was one of the very first Blu-rays I ever owned.
Yeah, I don't see the appeal of spelunking or like the cave diving shit. Just not for me. I see them all over my TikTok like, oh, here's the Nutty Putty accident. It's like, I don't want to see this.
Nutty Putty.
Yeah, the Nutty Putty cave accident. Did you see that?
The what?
Nutty Putty?
No.
So a guy was just going through the cave, and it's like one of those fucking caves where you have to like kind of shimmy yourself through. It's not like, yeah, where it's like so fucking tight, and you're just kind of like, I'm gonna breathe out so I can get more space between my rib cage and the fucking cave.
No thanks.
No, I'm all set for doing that. But there was one canal, and it's called the birth canal.
What?
Yeah, and so he went down it and got stuck.
Ugh.
Upside down.
Shocking.
Stuck upside down. The only way I think he could have gotten out of there is if they broke his legs and maybe pulled him. But he was even still getting stuck when they were just trying to like lube him up and pull him out and all this stuff. They couldn't get him. Eventually he died from being upside down for so long.
Oh, yeah. You can die from that.
Yep. So he
Blood
died
rushes to your head.
Yep. He died from that, and they just buried him in there. They just fucking filled up the hole so no one could get in.
All right. What a way to go.
Fuck, man. So shitty. I'd be freaking the fuck out. How can you not freak the fuck out?
Yeah. No thanks. I can't do tiny spaces.
No, me neither. Damn, man. We are going on some tangents tonight.
That's fine. We're not spoiling the whole movie.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil the movie. It's a good one. And we don't want to go through like bullet point, bit by bit. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. We just kind of want to give our point of view on this movie. And obviously you liked it. And it's like kind of a different arc to the video game, but similar, right?
Yeah. They kind of changed the story.
Yeah, which is fine. Sometimes it's all right to kind of deviate away from the initial story, but I know some hardcore gamers like, that's not the same. I want an identical telling of the movie.
It's the same thing that people do when they take books and they adapt them into movies.
Oh God,
I hate when people do that. They're like, oh, they didn't do this, like the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, who fucking cares?
Right? The movies are still amazing. Who cares if it's different from the book a little bit?
Yeah, they're entertaining.
The Hunger Games movies are book adaptations. I still haven't
watched.
Oh my God. Divergent. Divergent's based on a book, and I love the movies.
A lot of movies are based on books.
They are, because they can't come up with anything original anymore.
No, not at all. There's some people out there that try to pitch their screenplays, and it's just not happening. Everything's based on something that's already been done, and it's just a kind of a different retelling of whatever.
Yeah, and if you're fucking Disney, you just remake your own movies. In live action form.
It's not live action at
Disney,
all.
Stop doing that.
It's so dumb.
I know someone over there listens to this. Stop doing that.
Well, yeah, let's hope. They're like, we're going to remake Lion King as a live action. It's not live action. It's all fucking CGI animals.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah. I'm sick of it.
It's stupid, man. And
although I heard Lilo and Stitch is pretty amazing, and I haven't seen it yet because I don't like going to the movies.
Yep.
The Lilo and Stitch is like my favorite Disney series of all time. But yeah, I've heard they did a really good job with the live action. So I'm excited to see that.
Right. Someone brought this idea up that they remake these movies for like a new generation. Because I bet you anything, kids now, if we sat them down and were like, watch Lilo and Stitch, the original cartoon version, they would be completely disinterested. And just like do anything else than watch it. They wouldn't care.
Yep.
So that's why they have to like just take these movies and go, all right, we want to fucking redo it for the newer generation to learn about that story or whatever. So I think that's primarily the reason. That or just a cash grab. Could go either way.
Probably a cash grab.
I would think more of a cash grab, to be honest. So was this a cash grab? No, but it was a fun one. It was definitely Groundhog Day reset every single day. And Groundhog Day is not the first movie to do that. There's been other movies. And it's even mentioned in the movie. It's like, oh, there's all sorts of movies that do this. So that's what they were doing, that like meta comment, like you said, where they're making that callback.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I did have some questions. One, I think might have been a plot hole.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. So there was a mention of the house sinking into the ground, like, because when they pull the curtains back from the window, all you see is like dirt and vines and shit. And then there's this door that leads to like this hallway or whatever. And they were upstairs the majority of the time and going out the front door. And when they were downstairs and they're like, that must be the front door. I'm like, there's no way that's the front door. Because like, there's a very real porch in this movie. So that's not the front door. So I don't know what they were thinking trying to say that that's the front door, because the house didn't sink. That house in particular did not sink. It was the only one. So I don't know why they would even say that's the front door. And I don't even know if that's like a plot hole or just like, whoops, we should have rephrased that in the script and just said, oh, it's a door to somewhere.
A door to hell.
A door to hell. Something like that. So maybe it wasn't a plot hole. There were a few things that they didn't even really dive into all that much. The witch, that was such a quick thing.
Yeah, that happened quick. And they never found Clover's sister.
Well, no, they did. It was she was a Wendigo. Wendigo.
I thought, no, because we saw, was it Megan as a Wendigo?
Right. And
Clover's sister was really?
Yeah. The sister was a Wendigo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so remember the scene where Clover and Max, it's after she got her foot out of the bear trap, which, gnarly, by the way. They're like trying to escape from that Wendigo. And that Wendigo is actually Mel, Clover's sister. And she was trying to talk to her, but it wasn't happening, obviously, because at that point, she's too far gone.
Oh, I guess I missed that.
That's okay. Easy to overlook. And you tend to like not really take notes right away. You like to just watch it and enjoy it. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one that's like the fucking maniac and then takes the notes and drops them in ChatGPT to fucking organize them a little bit. Because
Yep.
this is the insanity that we think and we try to go off of on every episode. And sometimes it works. Sometimes I just completely, I don't know, jazz it up and just go, all right, I have some ideas here and I'm just going to go for it. But the makeup for the Wendigos, why do I want to say Wendigos?
I don't know. I'm just letting it happen at this point.
It's fun. I don't know. It's a fun way to say it.
Wendigos.
Yeah, Wendigos.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you my truck got hit the other day?
Oh, God, yeah.
So the guy's insurance is Progressive, but no matter what I do, I keep saying Progresso.
Like the soup.
I keep saying it to people like, oh yeah, his Progresso called me to talk about that. I mean,
Soup's calling you? All right, Corey. Those. That's fucking funny.
or like,
Oh, man.
one of my friends was telling me about how her dog had this disease called Giardia.
What?
But then whenever I describe it to someone, I say, oh yeah, that dog has Ghirardelli.
You're a deli?
Joanne's like, that's the chocolate. I'm like, fuck.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's funny. Oh, sometimes it's even fun to mispronounce shit just because.
Yeah, and like most of the time we don't do it on purpose.
No, like the shit that I cut out at the beginning of the podcast because I'm butchering names is the thing of legends. Because it's so fucking ridiculous how I pronounce things sometimes.
I know. For our one listener out there, I try to get Steve to not edit the beginning of the podcast every single time because you should hear some of the shit he says.
Oh, no, but I sound like a maniac.
Yeah.
We had one last week where I struggled like you wouldn't believe. And then I ended up just doing one of those things, just to kind of muffle what the fuck I was even saying and hoping that no one really notices. I just could not pronounce their name for the fucking life of me. We went on for a few minutes with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never ends.
Never ends. So the Wendigos makeup, like the whole getup, I thought was really cool looking. Very cool practical effects on that, or special effects, I should say. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. They look great. So there's this one part that I thought was pretty funny. When Dr. Hill, he drank the water by accident. So Clover and him, they're in the room together, and he's trying to pitch this idea that it's all in her head and that she controls the whole scenario. And that's where I was like, oh, we getting a psychological plot twist, which I'm a big fan of the psychological shit.
She's in a chair being brainwashed or something.
Yeah, something like that. Or she's so detached from reality that she's making up these scenarios in her head and they kind of all are representative of something or another, some sort of trauma or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And he was kind of pitching that for a minute. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I can get into that. That's pretty cool. And turns out, no, everything was actually real. So the water's dripping from the ceiling. Apparently, water in this town is just bad to drink.
Yeah, because you blow up.
Yeah, you just blow up. So he's drinking a coffee and he puts it down on the desk and there's water dripping down and she pulls the coffee over just so the water drips down. So takes a sip of the coffee. He explodes. And this is what I thought was funny because this is so video game like where the villain explodes or dies or something and just drops loot right there. And
just
that's
like,
what happened.
You see the coins fly up in the air.
Yeah, exactly. In his case, he exploded and the keys were just conveniently right there. So she grabbed those keys to get Megan out of the room where it's just her strapped to a chair and a Wendigo chained to a wall. The doctor was about to perform an experiment on the two of them like he did earlier in the film that he recorded. So Megan was going to be another subject in his tests. So she gets Megan out of there. They all basically escape. Actually, yeah, they all escape somehow, which is fucking unusual for a movie.
Yeah.
Usually someone's left behind. Someone dies in sacrificing themselves or whatever. Because they were trying to pitch that the whole movie. It's like the only way you can all escape is one of you dies. And none of them were having it. None of them wanted to die. So they all survived. So interesting ending. They all got out. The timer runs up and they all survived. They got the fuck out of there. End scene, not fade to black just yet. And then they showed that little teaser at the end of the cabin in the snowy landscape deal. Whether it's like, I don't know, Colorado or something. I haven't played the game. Again, I don't know where it takes place or anything. So, Corey, I think we can just go into it at this point because we've gone on our tangents. We've talked about the movie. We don't want to give too much away. So I think we're good to go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Corey, what do you give Until Dawn for a rating?
So this gets a 4 out of 5. Surprisingly, this was a pretty solid video game adaptation. It did feel a lot longer than its hour and 40-minute runtime, but overall, the young cast delivered strong performances, and the cinematography and score were excellent.
Yeah.
I also loved how they used silence in certain scenes to build tension. Honestly, I'm pretty excited for the inevitable sequel now that they're leaning into the video game setting.
Yeah, so silence in movies is amazing. No Country for Old Men is a perfect example of that. There is no score in that movie whatsoever. It is dead ass silent until like you have things like footsteps and shit like that. And it actually does build to tension. You're absolutely right. So having dead ass silence in movies really does add to tension. So great point there. And I feel the same way. Going to go with a 4 out of 5 on this as well. I definitely went into this blind kind of having a vague idea about what the game is. I kind of wish I played it though beforehand, but then again, would I be in one of those scenarios where like, this isn't like the game, you know, kind of like the dweebs that do that for game to movies or adaptations from novels to movies. I was worried I'd probably do that bullshit, but I didn't have to do that for The Last of Us TV series. So who knows? I don't know, but I know I do want to get the game now. I'm very interested in checking that out on my own time.
Yeah,
But
check CD Keys. Shameless plug.
oh, fucking CD Keys. Can we get an affiliate fucking thing with them? Hell yeah.
What?
An affiliate?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll
man.
email them.
Yeah, email
Tell them we're
see
some
what happens.
like, you know, million download a week podcast and we want a partnership with them.
Yeah, dude, fake it till you make it.
I'm not faking it. That's real.
Yeah, okay, that's real. Yeah, we make about 1 million downloads a week. A week. Okay, no. So
That's a lie.
that is a lie. So I will say this. This was a fun one. Kind of a mix of Groundhog Day meets Silent Hill meets The Descent. So I could definitely see where that Silent Hill influence came from, like being an influence for the game. Gore was great. Acting was good, and I love the psychology aspect behind it. So if this was a regular movie not based after a game, I think the whole thing being in her head due to mental health issues would have been cool. Same thing. Love the score for this and would love to hear it on vinyl because, you know, you and I are a bunch of vinyl sluts.
Mm-hmm. Vinyl sluts.
We are. We both love getting vinyl shit. You especially with movie scores and stuff. You know, the day I start making a little bit more money, maybe money on this podcast, if people buy some merch, we'll buy some more vinyl records. And also, can't forget to mention Peter Stormare. He's so mesmerizing in movies and just a scene stealer in whatever movie he's a part of.
He is. He's definitely got a unique look. So
Yep. Just a commanding voice as well.
yeah, he's like a Tony Todd essentially.
Yes. I mean, perfect example of that is him playing Satan in Constantine.
Yep.
It's the best scene of the whole fucking movie is when he comes down or it comes up to collect Constantine. And it's like this amazing monologue of him, this back and forth between him and Constantine. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So if you want to check out Until Dawn, it's available on VOD and the PlayStation Store if you want to get the game. All right, everyone, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on all podcast platforms so we can get some more exposure. Of course, tell your friends. Both our intro and outro music are courtesy of Andrew Scott Bell. Be sure to check out Andrew on all major streaming platforms. And if you see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on vinyl in the wild, be sure to pick it up. We're also part of the Shining Wizards Network. Be sure to visit shiningwizardsnetwork.com. They're an awesome podcast network ranging from wrestling to heavy metal, horror, all that good stuff. So check that out. Visit 30screamsorless.com for all previous episodes and transcripts to go with those episodes. Also, check out beardoctane.com for their whole line of grooming supplies. And be sure to use the code 30screams10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And if there's anything you want us to review, send an email to 30screamsorless at gmail.com or hit us up on social media. Use hashtag 30screamsorless. And also, we have some awesome merch for sale on our website, so definitely check that out. If you go to our website, at the very top, there's a shop link. Click that link, and you'll see all sorts of shirts, hats, mugs, things like that. If you buy it, it helps going towards our hosting costs. I'm Steve.
I'm Corey.
And thanks for listening to 30 Screams or Less. And don't forget to drink your beans. Plot of the movie is a circle of friends find themselves stuck in a deadly time loop pursued. Okay. I just read that weird.
Pursed.
I'm like, what the fuck is pursed? That one will be a blooper.